Look, I know what it looks like. I'm not trying to turn into the indie cartoons guy, but hey, they just keep throwing it at me, okay? The trailer for this new cartoon, Chimptopia, was just released, and I gotta say, this looks bad. Now, I don't just take time out of my day to bash indie projects, okay? Indie pilots usually look a little rough around the edges due to the small staff and small budgets. But I feel like I have to be honest with myself here. This isn't looking too good. The Chimptopia pilot trailer should be a crash course on how not to promote your show. This writing is pretty rough, the voice acting is a little flat, and if you're going to dog on another indie show for no reason, at least make it a little funny.
Hey, buddy, what kind of cartoons is it gonna be like anyway?
Oh, well, my name is Boggles, and I'll say video game characters with my friends.
Oh, brother.
I'm a learner.
Another one of these.
I just feel like it's really bold to make fun of a cartoon being a knockoff in a skit that's a knockoff of a screwy squirrel cartoon. I mean, there would be layers to this joke if it was a joke. If you didn't already know, Gameverse is another indie cartoon that took an entire decade to develop. And to use that as a punching bag just to prop up your own show is just a little tiny bit weird. And I know this sounds a little whiny, boo-hoo, hey, he's making fun of my favorite show. That's fair. But a lot of shows do get this right. And I do like these shows. This teaser just fails to be, how do you say, funny? Like, what exactly could you have done to be called a Brickleberry clone? A clone of a clone of a clone. But trust, when you get into a Kickstarter, you start to realize that this show may have been doomed to fail from the start. Usually when a new indie cartoon drops, there are at least a couple people who have been following its development or at least aware of its existence. But this show came out of nowhere, to be honest. It was created by Robert Pagliaro. Now, who is Robert Pagliaro? Well, look, after this pilot released and everyone got a bit riled up, people decided to look at his portfolio, and I just want to say, the trailer makes a lot more sense when you see the now deleted Nick Fuentes fan art. I mean, it's called Chimptopia, and there's only one chimp character, and I mean, look at this design. Look at the Nick Fuentes fan art. I would be less than surprised if this guy was in the top 0.01% of Chud the Builder viewers. Robert describes the show as an animated sitcom blending the relatability of Seinfeld, the crudeness of South Park, and the wackiness of Smiling Friends. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible to make a show with such a big expectation, but these shows have writing styles that are notoriously hard to perfect, South Park being the most notoriously misrepresented in other forms of media.
Are you high or just incredibly stupid?
The description further follows the theme of misrepresenting the indie animation space by emphasizing a specific lack of episodic shows. Sure, if you've only watched Gameverse and or glitch animation shows, you'd be inclined to believe that a lot of indie shows tend to focus on a more overarching theme or story. However, there are many upcoming and currently airing indie shows that are episodic. The character designs are painfully bad. And again, I understand this is an indie show, but they don't even represent what they're supposed to be. We have Chimp the landlord, and just look at, I don't even want to talk about him. Our character Robbie is a joyous, optimistic character. Sure, just have the guy with absolutely zero expression on his face that leads the dinosaur to getting jumped behind a tree, the joyous and optimistic guy. Makes a lot of sense. Nolan is a hothead. Okay, he's doing a little mad pose. I guess that fits. And if Waffles is a nonchalant king, why does he look happier than Robbie? Lock in. I mean, are we sure we don't have these two mixed up? Does that not look better? The goals for this show are even more of a kick in the ass to its fans, if applicable. $500K for 4 episodes of Paradise Brickle Guy. Do you know what else costs $500K? 5 episodes of Naruto. This ain't Naruto. I just feel like the goals here could have been a little more modest for an indie startup. I mean, damn, you want $500,000 for 4 episodes, and that's what established studios get. You're biting off way more than you can chew, Robert. The apology on Twitter and claim that he was just trying to start a rivalry comes off a little backtracky, especially after learning that you tried to get Ross to put you on a Gartic phone game back in the day. Now it just feels like petty revenge more than anything. But you know what? It's all good, guys. He owned up to his mistake and apologized for the trail. What the fuck? Okay, look. He tried to defend the Nick Fuentes shit by saying he really wasn't aware of what he stood for and his values, which would be cool and believable if he didn't respond to the other criticisms of his shit with an apology video where he gets hung and whipped.
You got clumped.
Fuck! Yeah, how does that feel, asshole?
That doesn't really scream, I don't agree with their values. It more screams, I take accountability for nothing.
I take responsibility for racism.
You either have that Joe Rogan cancel me disease or are genuinely just that dumb if you think that apology was a good move for you and your show that comes out in 4 days. I just feel like this was a poorly handled marketing run. And if you're making your own indie show, this is your lesson on exactly what not to do when trying to promote yourself. This is just a really bad sequence of events. And I feel like if none of this happened, he could have garnered at least a nice, loyal fan base that would be able to support. Unfortunately for Robert, he crushed his own chances of trying to start a not-so-friendly rivalry with a celebrity crush that ignored him back in the day. Minecraft video or something next. I just need to fill space. Bye.